Alright, here we are. We got a photo of yarde that I want to show you. I've already opened it up once. 3767, so it's got this little XMP, which saves basically my camera raw settings. As you can see, I've been in here tinker with stuff. With camera raw, when you bring a raw file into Photoshop, it's usually in color, but I like this one in black and white. The artist said he likes a high contrast, so you know I'm about in there with it. I think it's doing about right. Um, I'm gonna add clarity to this photo just to get it to pop a little bit, and then obviously white balance is on flash. Even in black and white, that does matter, as you can see here. As you change this, your colors, your brightness, you can see it kind of changing in there. So I just keep it on flash. Not really much to do with it out here. I just want to do a quick brush over on it. I'll probably pull the blacks down, even though actually I like multiple segments of gray. I think I don't know how to define it. A good black and white has a lot of gray, in my opinion, but I think that's good from the original to now. So I got to get hair crisp, and his face as well with better. So we will open this image by clicking enter. I'm going to pop up this little keyboard so that you can see what I'm pushing. So you can see what I'm pushing. Command 0. Let's zoom in there. Right after that, I will unblock this layer, which says, and then I'll make a new layer and use my J tool, which is my spot healing brush, and I can go in and just clean up little things that don't really affect the picture, but attention to detail. Left and right brackets make it bigger and smaller. So I can just pop these over. Now when I'm using my J tool, I like it to be content aware, and I like it to sample all layers. You can really go as much in detail or as little as you want with this tool. This stuff, I like this stuff, but some people don't. So if you have somebody who doesn't like certain spots on their skin or whatever, it doesn't take long, especially if you're using a pen. I'm using just the mouse pad right now, so I have to click and tap as I'm dragging. But if I have my pen, my stylus, I can do much more quicker edits. But either way, I'm pretty decent at it. Here, if you have something like this, I can use my S tool, and I can say Option here, and then come here and drag that same amount, or that same hair over there. Oops, yeah, there you go. And I can just take that out like that. That's a quick edit, Here it is right here again, but it's not as distracting. I can try to use the J tool and just do that. See that I can use the S tool, Option click here, and then I'll click here. And if you hold Shift, so I have my, so yeah, I have this Option click, and I can just show you something. I can click here, hold Shift, and click somewhere else, and it'll make a line. That's the case with any tool that you're using. I'm going to do a Command Option Z to undo that, and then another Command Option Z to undo both of those, so 2 steps backwards. Here I am again. I'm going to start a new layer to overlay to work on the eyes. I'm going to use my B for brush tool, downsize it to the size of the eye, and now here's what you can do. If you have the wrong colors here or any random colors, you push B, and it goes back to the original colors, black and white. And then I can brush black and overlay at 30% by pushing 3, makes this 30% opacity. I can brush black right in here. And then I can push X, and I can brush white, and bring out the white, the catch white, just like that. So before and after looks like this. And as you can see, I have a little overspill here. I can just put on a mask on this layer, brush in black at 100%, which is I push 0, and it turns this into 100%. And I can mask off this segment right here. So now, if you look at that area, it doesn't overlay there. I have a little bit of overlay right here. Watch when I turn it on and off. It doesn't really affect much, but I can see it, so I'll go ahead and just brush over it in black on my layer mask. And now it's not there anymore. So there we go. There's eyes. I'm going to go back to this layer for my skin and use my J tool and just pull any little details you can work on. They help. But overall, look at the details in this camera. That's a Canon 70D with an 85mm f1.8. Not a bad package. Overall there, I mean, you can always just be more and more tedious with pores and stuff. And with the J tool, because it samples all layers and kind of content aware, it doesn't make it look too fake. So you can get away with pretty much using it anywhere. And it'll just suck the surrounding area to make the difference. So I can click here, hold shift, and click here, and it just makes a line and just clears all that. I don't know. There isn't much to do. This is just a good picture of yarde. Here you can see just kind of like a zip. I could just push J on that, and now it's back to regular skin. I don't know. Here, like if you want to clean up somebody's fabric, you know, there'd be a little piece of dust or something. On a pattern like this, I tried the J tool and it doesn't work very well unless you get in really close, but sometimes I don't want to deal with doing it like that, so I can use the S tool, option click, and then click right here. And I can clean up stuff directly down. Option here, click there. I don't want to, so I can press Command 0, and I can see there's some specks right here. So I can zoom in and check this out. There we go. S2, I can do an option click here. I'm actually going to make it a little bit bigger. Option click here and run right down the row. That little bead, and that makes sure that the pattern stays repetitive. I can option click here, put that away. Option click here, and then up the row. There. 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 You can go, like I said, you can go into as much detail as you want. I kind of just want to zoom out, Command 0, and figure out, I see there's a spot right here. I just figure out the spot to stand out. Option click here, click, click, click. Option click here, click, 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 click. Just making the pattern repetitive like that makes it pretty easy to edit this stuff. And option click here, click, click. No problem. So, just like that, Command 0, I have what I'm looking for. I think the crop is a little off, but I'm no expert at how I like the crop stuff, so I don't know, maybe I would just pick the speed for crop, and then I could change the ratio to something different, like a 4:3, and I think that might suit that a little better. You want those eyes to be right on that third, so hit enter, and 0. I pick V, that's my pointer tool. Always use this for things. Okay, so right there, I think it's good. I can hold option and click this eyeball, and it'll take away all the other layers. And you can see just a little bit of the blemishes coming here, and maybe some of the lint on the shirt going away and coming back. Overall, it's a pretty clean image. He's a good looking, clean dude, so it's not much to edit, but you can always church something up a little bit. And it still looks natural. That's the goal. So I'll do Command Shift S, and I can save it as a PSD, which is a Photoshop document. And that way I can always open it back up and it'll have these layers, but I know that I like it as it is. I can just save it as a JPEG to my desktop, and it'll compress everything and hold it together. Another thing you can do, if you want to try and work with, I don't know, sometimes I like to just compress the image right here, so I'll press Shift, Command Shift and E, and that'll compress the image as one. All of the layers are visible. Now, if you do, I'm going to Command Z to step backwards. If you do Command Option Shift E, it will compress all the layers into a new image, and that way you can keep your original layers. And I'll just click one, hold Shift and click the last one, and I can turn them into a group by either dragging them into this folder or pushing Command G. Okay, so now all my original files are in a group here, and I can make those invisible and just work off this new image. And now all those are safe. And say I wanted to maybe add contrast. You can press Command L for levels, and then you can just slide your white slider right up to the edge. And you see how he gets brighter there? So from there to there, I'm going to take the preview off and on. And I can take my black slider and slide it right up to the edge there. See, if you go past that edge, you start to black out more than you want to. So I just put it right there. And just over or up just a bit. I can use up to just click it in one at a time. Now this slider represents the scale from 0 to 255. 255 is total white. Watch here. 255. Command Z step backwards, okay? Now you have a info. You have to add this stuff. You have to go up to Windows, and then you can add info, and then you can click and drag these things wherever you want them, wherever you want this to be. The info slider, I keep it up here. Sorry, in here with these ones. But with the info slider, you can take this eyedropper here, and notice how these colors change. RGB is your red, green, blue levels. If they're all at 255, that means you're on something that's white. So if I put this on white, you can see that they're all at 232. That means it's almost pure white. And then if I put it on this black area, you can see they're all at 5, which means right up here is where I'm looking. You can see they're all at 5, which means it's almost all the way black. If I wanted that to be completely black, I could make it completely black. I don't think that's necessary. The printer won't be able to tell the difference between somewhere, anything less than probably 15, the printer probably can't even tell the difference anyway. And anything brighter than probably 225, it all just comes out as white when you print it. So with that being said, you got a little bit of leeway on the end, but that's pretty black, and then this brightest spot is pretty white. Different areas are different. Now, if I had a color image in here, let me just show you what that looks like. If I had a color image in here, I'm just going to pull it and drag it right over top. Yep, this is camera raw, whatever. Open the image. Command 0, I got it in grayscale right now. I don't like that. I'll do it like this. I'll drag it into Photoshop as a new image. Yep, camera raw. So, that being said, I'm still in my info slider. I got this. So now if you hold your mouse over these, it'll show you what the shortcut is for it. So you click I, that's eyedropper. Now look at these numbers here change as I get around things. If I go to this gray, what it's saying is if you took 178 parts red, 162 parts green, and 149 parts blue, you would get this color. I can make this average 3 by 3, a 5 by 5 square, 11 by 11 square. You just get to be like a 5 by 5 square. And then that's saying that 5 by 5 pixels is what's it's reading right now. So I can zoom all the way in here, and you can see difference between this color and this color. It's only going to take 5 pixels, so I can keep going in, yeah, down to the pixels. So you can get in there. What this is saying is it's going to take a 5 by 5 square reading. And as you can see, those colors, those numbers change a little less when I get this far into detail. I'm going to push Command 0, bring it all back out. So red here on the dress, you see the red has got 101, the green is 57, and the blue is 33. Now if I go to blue, obviously the blue color is going to be high. Blue is 95, green is 45, red is 31. And if I found some green somewhere or something, there's a little bit of green right here. Green would be one of the top colors right in there. Green is 32, red is 37 or 31, and blue is 27. So this is just the info slider. What you can do with this though is you can click and you can actually keep your info slider. And here's where this comes in handy. If you care, you can take right click on your info eyedropper, and you have this color sample tool. You can plop a dot here and plop a dot on the brightest part of his face. 240 right here, 250 right here, 252, somewhere in here, 252. Okay, so now I have 2 dots here, and I can make these show RGB colors. So this dot 1 is in black, 555. This dot 2 in RGB colors is 255. That's white. Okay, and now I can take that and I can use that. I can use these 2 dots to dictate how I want my colors or my how I want my picture to be exposed. Okay, so this is the brightest part of the picture. This is the darkest part of the picture. I can go to my levels, Command L, and I can drag my slider. Like I can drag my white slider, and it will make my darks brighter. You see, after the slash there is what the new color is, or the new number of color is. So if I want to, I can basically bring in my white slider to the left, adds light to the picture, but it's keeping the bright side brighter at 255. So after the adjustment, before the adjustment is 255, after the adjustment is 255. On the left slider, I can bring my black in, and now notice I'm making it dark. I can make it start to affect that white dot. Well, probably not, it's too far away, but either way. Now, so when I bring my black in, I'm making a truer black. So I'm just making the contrast a little greater. So that area that was a 5 is now a 1 right there. So that's all that's for. You can use this though when you are trying to make true reds or true, because digital doesn't cover true red. Whatever, we can get into detail in some other time, but with the eyedropper, you can take that. I'm just going to cancel that setting. Actually, whatever. I'll go to this picture, and I can place those eyedroppers on red and on blue. And so my RGB, look here, I can take, let's see if I can use Command L, and I can do it for different colors. So I can make red redder. Do that. I can slide this in here, and that's taking red out of the picture, because red and green are opposite. Or I can slide this way, and it's adding red to the picture. So now I'd have to do this for all of my colors. I just turned my red up, and I didn't affect anything else. You see slider number 1 in the red there? I turned it from 87 to 112. 53 and 28 stay the same. Now I can go for my green slider, and I could slide it also. And now the only color that's changing, as you can see, is my green. And I can do the same for the blue. Slide it. And so basically what I'm doing now, when you add all the way up to 255, everything will be white. So if I put this all the way to 255, the blue takes over. Actually, let me not do that. Basically, if I put all three of those to 255, it becomes white. But here's what I've done so far. If I take the preview off, I've just brightened up by adding the same amount of every color. Like white is the 100% of every color, black is the absence of every color. So by adding more of all three colors, I've just made the picture brighter. That's all I've done. So you can see when I take the preview on and off that the image is brighter. That's all nerd stuff for Photoshop, so don't worry about that. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this video because I've been talking forever. Don't save. Now when I go to save it, Command Shift S, I can save it as a JPEG again because I won't need to come back and Photoshop this anymore. It saves as a JPEG to my desktop and then replace the one that I saved the first time. Okay. And now it's all done. Here's my image versus, I have to show you the difference between my image and my raw file here. This is my raw file, the CRT in color, and this is my image. I saved them in a different size, but yeah, I like it. I probably want a little more contrast, but it's alright. Alright.